Hi, and welcome to Japanese craft beer reviews. Today we're going to look at a Japanese craft beer for sure. It is a kind of small brewery, and it's not terribly well known outside of its own region. And that brewery is called Nagahama Roman Beer. And Nagahama Roman is located in the town of Nagahama, which is sort of toward the north end of Lake Biwa, the largest lake in Japan. And they've been around for a while. They have a brewery and a restaurant on the premises, and they're kind of well known for having some pretty good deals at the restaurant on food and on beer. They often have a special 3-hour all-you-can-drink events. They have a very big Christmas event apparently, and every Friday apparently after 5 p.m. they get half price off. And during the month of June, pitchers of beer are quite cheap. I've been there once for that time, during that time period, and we went through so many pitchers of beer, and it cost almost nothing. It's about an hour out of Kyoto on a somewhat slow train that goes along the edge of Lake Biwa, and it's a pretty little town, very very small, very quiet. They also have music concerts different times during the year. Their Christmas concert is apparently quite well attended, and they're associated with the Liquor Mountain chain of discount liquor stores, and you can go online and check their website and see what kinds of events they have and their menus, their food menus. Unfortunately, not a lot about their beer. And in fact, the beer that we're going to look at today doesn't have any information on their website. Only on the Liquor Mountain website can you find anything about it. It's very new. And it's a beer that the style or kind of beer that many brewers are bringing out at this time of year. We're getting into cherry blossom season, not quite yet, but soon. And several breweries are bringing out cherry blossom beers. This one is Nagahama Roman's. It's called Yell Ale. And this includes cherry blossoms in the ingredients. Another one I'll review a little bit later. I'm sorry, this includes not only cherry blossoms, but also cherry leaves. And the idea is it's supposed to emulate the flavors of sakura mochi, which is a Japanese sweet rice cake. And these sweet rice cakes are made with sakura cherry blossoms, and they're wrapped in cherry tree leaves. And the leaf gives some flavor to the sakura mochi. And here we should get some of that in the beer because it includes not only cherry blossoms but also cherry tree leaves. So kind of unusual. It's 5%. I think I would call it a flavored beer, so its own kind of little category. And on Untappd they label it a wheat beer. It does contain wheat. We'll see. Perhaps I'm wrong, but I don't think it is necessarily a wheat beer. It has barley malt and hops, and then wheat, and then sakura cherry blossoms, and sakura hapa leaves, cherry tree leaves in it as well. And it is 5% alcohol. It has no ratings whatsoever on RateBeer yet, and on Untappd there are only two ratings, and so we don't have any kind of average scores for this beer whatsoever. Okay, so Nagahama they make some very interesting beers and some regular beers. They used to have big trouble with their yeast or yeastiness in their beers. It may have been a filtration problem, I'm not sure, but their house yeast dominated most of their beers, and they seem to have gotten rid of that problem now. So shall we give this a go? Yell Ale. And in fact, if you look at the Japanese here, it says Nagahama Yell Ale. And so Yell and Ale are kind of homophones in Japanese. So it's exactly the same. Okay, so it's a limited beer for spring only. And let's give it a go and see. Japan is famous for what we call a hanami, cherry blossom viewing. People go out to parks and sit under the cherry blossoms and drink a lot. But this year it probably will be called off because of coronavirus. Okay, in any case, little hanami at home, where I can have a little Everfresh viewing party with my Everfresh tree, whose name is Sylvester. We call him Sil-chan. Okay, it is quite a cloudy, sort of dull, coppery brown, kind of muddled, with a very thin film of head, no lace to speak of. Okay, so not terribly attractive as a beer. Okay, the aroma. Well, it certainly has some fruitiness in it. Some light, tangy fruit. I would say there's something like plums or something in it. Unusual. Okay, it's not a wheat beer. I think I can detect some wheat there, but it does have a kind of moderately tangy fruit, which I'm going to say is something like plum, perhaps, something a little darker than peaches. So the fruitiness, what I'm getting, I don't think I'm necessarily tasting, I wouldn't recognize this as a cherry, but yeah, mostly fruitiness, very minimal hopping, some yeastiness, very light. Yeah, this is interesting. 26 IBUs apparently in this. Yeah, it tastes kind of like it's under attenuated, like it's not quite ready. You know, midway between wort and a finished beer. So, I can't recommend this one very highly, but you may want to try it. You find this in Liquor Mountain stores throughout the Kansai region of Japan, and give it a try and tell me what you think. Let me know if I'm wrong about this beer. Okay. Once again, it's called Nagahama Yell Ale, 5% flavored or other, with 26 international bittering units. So try it out and have your own little hanami cherry blossom viewing party, but don't do it in a big group of people. Okay, that's it for today. We'll look at some other beers in our next video. I hope you're there for those. Take care.